Hello everyone, I'm Aaron from DataStax, and today I'm going to take you through adding an external data center to your existing Cassandra cluster with mission control. Alright, let's go. So out here I have a simple Cassandra cluster that I've created, just a 3-node cluster, out on just 3 empty VMs on Google Cloud. I can have a look at it. You can see it's running on Cassandra 4.1.6. If I say node tool status, you can see again, yeah, I have 3 nodes. I don't have a whole lot of data out there, but there actually is some. We can do a node tool describe cluster. Yeah, it walks through. Yeah, so cluster name, power windows, we're using gossiping property file snitch. We're all in the same schema version here. We have 3 live nodes. Data centers named Marathon has 3 nodes, nodes down, and all 3 are on the same database version. So yeah, we are in really good shape here. If I fire up a CQL shell and do a use e-commerce, we can describe tables. And, we can say, hey, select star from featured product groups. And yep, there's definitely data out there. I can do a select count star from product. And yep, we have 65 rows out there on the product table. So, okay, there is indeed data out there in this cluster. So let's get to work by extending this cluster with a new data center managed inside of Mission Control. All right, so inside of Mission Control, I'm going to create a new project. And we'll just call it Aaron's Proj. All right, got it. Now I'll hit the Create Cluster button. To match up with our existing cluster, we are going to call this Power-Windows. We're going to go with Apache Cassandra, and we're going to go with version 4.1.6 because all those things need to match. All right, our new data center's name is going to be territories. Yeah, that's okay. And we're going to make this R30. And let's go 3 nodes per rack. All right. We'll go with just 6 gigs of RAM, default storage. We'll just say 10 gigs for now. Get a super user password. Now, our existing cluster does not have internode encryption enabled, so I'm going to disable that for now. Prefix, we'll just say POW for power windows. For heap size, we'll go with half of RAM, which is 3 gigs. External data center, we are going to enter the external data center's name, or the existing data center's name, which is Marathon. All right, and we're going to give it a seed of 10.128.0.68. And that is all we should need to do. Let's give this a shot and hit the Create Cluster button. All right, let's go in and see. Let's go in and monitor our progress here. All right, 2 of our nodes have IP addresses. Oh, and there's a 3rd one. All right, so all 3 now have a status of starting. Oh, and just like that, we have a node that's running. Look at that. Power Windows Territories R30 STS0 at 10.128.057 has moved to a status of running. That's a really good sign. We can actually kind of check this out. If we SSH out to one of the nodes, I can cd into my Cassandra directory and say bin node tool status. All right, look at that. So here's Marathon, our existing data center that we looked at before. Here's Territories, our new data center that we added from within Mission Control. You can see that we have one node which has attained a status of up and normal, and a second node which is currently up and joining. So hey, we're starting to get there. Oh, and just like that, the second node is joined. So if I refresh this node tool status, all right, you can see 10.128.011 has indeed joined and is now up and normal. Just waiting on that last node, that 10.128.046 to come up. All right, our last node has moved to a status of running. Okay, let's refresh our node tool status. And sure enough, we have all 6 nodes up and running here across 2 data centers. And one data center is running on Kubernetes, managed inside of Mission Control, and the other data center is made up of just straight up Google virtual machines, not managed inside of Mission Control, which again is why you don't see those Google nodes here, because Mission Control, well, can only manage things that are run on Kubernetes. Now let's go inside of our cluster here. And those of you who have added a data center before inside of Cassandra know that, yeah, we've added the nodes, but our data's not over there. We're not quite done yet. So let's go ahead and take care of that. First of all, let's go ahead and have a look at our system auth keyspace. All right, and if we have a look at this keyspace, as you can see, our system auth keyspace already has an entry for 3 replicas for the territories data center. So Mission Control kind of took care of that for us. Let's have a look at e-commerce. Now, e-commerce has quite a few tables in it. Okay. There we go. So you can see that our e-commerce keyspace only has a replication definition for the Marathon data center. So we're going to need to adjust that. So I'll copy that, and then we'll say alter keyspace e-commerce with replication equals network topology strategy, Marathon 3, territories 3. There we go. Now, of course, when you do this, you get this warning saying, hey, we've updated the replication factor. And those of you who've used Cassandra before know, hey, this means that any future writes that happen are going to go to both data centers, but any existing data is not. So we need to force that. So let's go ahead and exit out of here. So to get our data consistent across both data centers, we can kick off a repair from inside of Mission Control. So we'll just go to the Repairs tab and then click the Run Repair button. Here, we see we have our cluster power windows. We can go ahead and select our keyspace. We can leave the defaults and then just hit Run. Remember, if you want, you can also run node tool repair from the command line of one of your pre-existing nodes here. That will go ahead and also sync up the data and make sure that all of the rows in our e-commerce keyspace tables are fully replicated over to both data centers. Okay, so in theory, if all we wanted to do was to extend our cluster with a new data center managed by Mission Control, we've officially done that. If we wanted to have one data center that ran on pure VMs or bare metal or whatever, but then another data center from within that cluster managed inside of Mission Control, we could have this. There are a lot of companies out there that do things like that, that will have data centers out available in the cloud to kind of serve their customers, but then also have a data center on-prem or that's self-managed that they can use just for data loading. So they load data in one data center and then read it in another. That's a very common use case, actually. All right, that should do it. For more information on DataStax Mission Control, just head on out to datastax.com/products/mission control. There you can find all the information you need, including downloads and documentation. Thank you and have a great day.